those guys were doing the two. Was that the Too Sweet time when they were kissing fingers and stuff?
Well, actually, so a couple guys that he's going to go on to become really good friends with come into the company at this time. So Scott Hall was already there, but now Kevin Nash is going to come in as Sean's bodyguard right during this era, and he's going to be given the Diesel gimmick. Kevin, big, impressive, handsome guy, kind of looks like he's tailor-made for wrestling. What did you think of him when he came in the door there at the WWF?
Well, first they were coming in. I don't know if that was when the Too Sweet deal. Everybody's doing the finger kiss and the Too Sweet stuff. And I said, if anybody calls me sweet and tries to give Hacksaw Jim Duggan a finger kiss, I'll punch him right in the nose.
So safe to assume
finger kiss my ass. At the thumbs up, brother. Oh, here we go. USA! USA! God, he's still in here with me, man. I'm 70 years old. Like it pops out.
Get your ring gear
ready. Rough in a movie,
Jim.
though, I'll tell you.
You and I are going to team up on the Indies. Get your ring gear together. We'll do it again.
Indies, brother. We're AEW, man. We're calling the big leagues, Brian. Caps and sleeves, kid.
I'm ready, brother. But yeah,
no, like Duggan, hold on. It's like a stripper asking you to wait out back to after the show. It's 4 a.m. It's not over yet.
Incredible. But no, it's Kevin Nash, like great look, big guy. Did you feel like they he had this massive potential? I mean, to be fair, he was green as goose shit at the time.
Yeah, no, plus he fit into the group. Like I said, everybody could take a backdrop, but he had more than that, man. You could tell. And just he's an imposing person. You know, I didn't get along very well with Kevin Cutback. I didn't get along with Razor, and I didn't get along at all. Sean and I, that's what I said, the guys I didn't get along with, Triple H, Sean, and Stone Cold. The guys I got along with, Terry Gordy, Dr. Death, and Piper.
Now, what was it about Hall, Nash, HBK that like rubbed you the wrong way?
Well, that Kliq was a Kliq. You know, it was like Mean Girls in high school, brother. It was and they realized they had the power, and they were good. Shit, you can't deny them, man. You can pull that shit if you're that good, and they were good as can be, man. But they hard to. Of course, I never spent much time around. You know, we run in different circles for sure. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time with them, and I'm sure Sean probably wasn't really happy working with me back then. To tell you the truth, I think it was one of the first shows at the Manhattan Center in downtown New York for Raw. I think one of them, but not both of them.
Yeah, both very early shows on Raw. Both of them.
And even though he won, it's one of those things Brody taught me years ago. He says it doesn't matter if you get your hand raised, get your stuff over. You know. So I could get beat 1, 2, 3 in the middle. I'd grab my 2x4. I'd chase the bad guy out of the ring. I'd hit the timekeeper. I'd run the referee around. Oh, USA! Who won that match?
Yep, doesn't matter. You were.
Well, I love some guys like, what's your record?
Who cares?
I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a long night, brother.
Yeah, really. No, it's if people are keeping track of wrestling records, they're watching for the wrong reasons. No, not quite what it's about. Well, yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people, view Kevin Nash as like a politician behind the scenes. So I mean, like, you didn't have a ton of interactions with him. You just like his reputation kind of preceded him.
No, I was there when Sags beat up Hall.
Yes.
And Nash, I was in the dressing room because I was in the net dress. I ran with the Nasties back then, and I was in their dressing room when Hall came in. And he did cut a promo, but he didn't make a move on nobody.
Oh, okay. So he came in pissed off.
Bark. Okay.
We did.
Not a whole lot happened, man. If shit was going to happen, ask Matt Bourne. He came in. Bark, you motherfucker! You want to go?
Now, how do you
no
think?
No need for promos in the real world.
Yeah, you come in and fight if you're ready to fight,
Back in
right?
the day, man, if it's not off, it's on.
Now,
You know, that's when Matt came in. It ain't over, Duggan. Well, here's Johnny.
now, do you feel like the Nasty Boys would have done okay against a guy the size of Kevin Nash? I know they're
Yeah,
badass, but
yeah.
Nash is just huge.
Nah, yeah. It's size and strength. It's like me fighting Tony Atlas back in Legend House. You know, muscles don't mean shit to me. You know, weights don't fight back. Hacksaw Jim Duggan does. It's a whole different deal. And I know, but Nash is a tough man, but Sagsy, you know, he's a tough guy too. Yeah. And Nobsy, he'd get in the way. He'd take a lot of the incoming. He'd be like cannon father, attack, you know. Nash would be wearing him out, and you know, Sags would get his in.
I guess that's pretty
Got a
useful.
sacrificial limb. Here's Nobsy.
Knobs could be like a
He doesn't
distraction.
have a knife. It's okay.
That's great. Well, the other guy coming in, not sure if you get along with him or not, but he would become part of the Kliq. It's the Lightning Kid. Sean Waltman is coming in the door, and he's about to be renamed the 1-2-3 Kid. Good relationship with Sean?
We worked together a few times, but again, that was part of the Kliq, and I was not part of the Kliq. So it was, you know, Kliq, non-Kliq.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't even part of the non-Kliq guys. I was the next rung down. Yeah, I get
Waltman,
along good now with Sean, and we worked okay together. But you know, like I said, he was actually part of that Kliq, and that Kliq was a true that was true to life, brother. And hard to get in, and if you were on the outside, you were definitely on the outside.
yeah, apparently they had an awful lot of influence over the office and some booking decisions and
Well,
stuff
they
like
should.
that.
They were good. I mean, they were drawn. You know,
Hmm.
they were good. Yeah. You know, I mean, Sean made a made sure that he called me kid up in New York when I
Really?
came up from Mid South. Yeah. He said I'd be like, okay, kid, or something, you know, just a little, little Iggy. But,
Okay,
you
just a little
know,
jab at you.
eagle, eagle, eagle.
I mean, was it one of those things where you kind of, give him a little Iggy back, or is it just like, "Whatever, let it go?"
Yeah, I just let it go, man. Shit, you know. Yeah. My deal is everything's cool or we're going. Deborah's the one for in between.
Sean Waltman, what a big departure from the typical wrestler of the era from the, standpoint of size, physique. I mean, Sean looked like he was maybe 180 pounds soaking wet, probably about 6 feet tall. And Brett wasn't a typical Vince guy either, but he had already been champion, would win the King of the Ring tournament here in '93. Shawn Michaels, obviously, another small guy. So, like, did you take notice of the fact that Vince was starting to go a little bit smaller and more athletic with a lot of the guys that he was pushing?
What do you mean by more athletic?
Well, how about more
Oh, no,
flippy?
that's all right. No, well, there was a trend. The trend is going more flying. A lot of guys are, you know, flying more. You know,
Yeah,
Jimmy Snuka was the first guy to be jumping off the top ropes. You know, it's now it's like Circus Soleil. Boom, 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 boom. You know, but that's what people like. You know, I mean, and it evolves, and the pendulum will swing back the other way. Nowadays, imagine going out there and grabbing a headlock.
oh my gosh.
1001, 1002, boo, boring, boo.
Oh, yeah. They'd boo
Yeah,
you out of the building nowadays.
yeah. But
I don't know if
everything
you're a
changed.
heel, maybe it
Everything
works.
changes. You know, get a lot of folks go, oh, that was a great time of wrestling. I like the old days. Everything changes, and it's still popular. But there'll be 200,000 people at Mania.